Chincoteague Pony Swim, a century-old tradition of wild pony roundup and auction. Chincoteague Pony Swim celebrates 100 years with big emotions and small horses. Chincoteague, Virginia, at 6:03 a.m. on July 30, as the sun rose, hundreds of people already had mud smeared on their legs, sweat on their brows, and their eyes fixed on the Assateague Channel along Virginia's eastern shore. They trudged through the marsh to find a spot on the shore. Some woke up as early as 3 or 4 a.m., while others had planned to be in this exact spot over a year ago from their homes in Massachusetts, Texas, and beyond. These people dealt with all of this to see wild ponies meet them at their namesake, Pony Swim Lane. Let me tell you, you guys are hardcore. Chincoteague Mayor Denise Bowden said to the crowd nearly 2 hours later while standing on a pier overlooking the water. You guys are the people who want to get in the mud and muck. And I've been telling people for years, that mud will wash off, but your memories will last forever. The annual Wild Pony Swim at Chincoteague attracts thousands of visitors and locals to the town every summer. This year marked the 100th anniversary of the event. Ponies are corralled by the volunteer fire company on neighboring Assateague Island and swim over at slack tide when the current is still. Officials say they do this to manage the population of ponies that inhabit the land. The festivities culminate in an auction of some of the foals, which provides money for the company and veterinary care throughout the year for the ponies. You drove hundreds of thousands of miles and have been waiting out here for hours to see about a 4-minute swim, but I promise you it will be worth it, Bowden said. Callie Ollinger was celebrating her 25th birthday. It was her first time at the swim. I have never heard about this ever, said Ollinger, an Alabama native. I knew there were wild horses in the area. I've seen that before, but I didn't know about this. She was there because of her boyfriend, Garrett Devaney. Their trip to the pony swim was a surprise from him, so she wouldn't have to work on her birthday. They had traveled from Arlington, Virginia the day before, and all he told her was that they had to be up by 4 a.m. Devaney, 29, was also a first-timer. The Georgia native said he heard about it through the grapevine, but didn't elaborate. He had no packing list or anything to clue Ollinger in. Yeah, we didn't know about the mud, Devaney said with a sigh. We're rolling with the punches, Ollinger said with a chuckle. Andrea Lucchese of Southampton, Massachusetts, knew plenty about it. Like some others, she had long dreamed of attending because of her fondness for Misty of Chincoteague, a 1947 children's novel by Marguerite Henry. The book and subsequent 1961 film were inspired by a real pony, who is memorialized with a statue along the town's main street. Business signs, restaurant menu specials, and residential decorations throughout Chincoteague incorporate the wild creatures. Visitors and locals alike are clad for days in apparel with pony imagery or the Saltwater Cowboys, the group of firefighters responsible for managing the ponies. Those cowboys brought the ponies to the edge of Assateague Island at about 8:06 a.m. Wednesday. Horses' neighs were punctuated by wranglers' whips cracking the thick, briny air around their bodies, and off they went. Dozens of ponies' heads stayed above water and inched closer to the shore within minutes. All made it over to a pen on Pony Swim Lane. One foal was ferried over before the swim due to a medical issue, Bowden said over the public announcement system. Some have criticized the swim over concerns about the horse's welfare and the desire to tame wild animals. Scott Rhodes, 69, stood along a fence of the pony pen after the swim. He went back and forth on how he felt about it. You just wonder what these ponies are thinking, Rhodes, a retired small animal veterinarian, said before pausing. I worry, he paused again, how it affects them, but I'm sure they get over it quickly. So I don't have any worries, really. The Harrisburg, Pennsylvania resident was in town cat-sitting for his brother, who has lived on the island for 10 years. But it was Rhodes' first swim. He always warned me that it's a zoo, Rhodes said. People like Ashley Lee embrace the summer beach town atmosphere and the curiosity and spectacle of the event. Lee, 28, had been to Chincoteague a few times before, but never during pony swim time, she said. She lives in the Logan Circle neighborhood of Northwest Washington, but was born and raised in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. It's a very American thing, but it's not like a military American thing. It's a small-town American thing, Lee said. I feel like a lot of unique American things you think of are like July 4th or fireworks and that kind of stuff. But this isn't it. This is so outside of that zone. I think just being here makes me feel like taking a breath of fresh air away from everything happening in America. And the ponies are just so cute. By sunset at 8:12 p.m., hundreds of people were cleaned up at the Chincoteague Carnival grounds on Main Street. They wound down a long day with rides, face painting, and pony fries. Bowden, 56, sat in a chair inside the information booth at the carnival entrance. She was born and raised in Chincoteague. She's a Saltwater Cowboy, and her family's participation in the event goes back to her grandfather. But Bowden was injured in an April roundup of the ponies. The wild horses started charging and fighting and threw her off her horse. The distal femur in her right leg was crushed, she said. Still, this was all worth it. If they had to drag me down there on a stretcher or wheelchair, if they had to helicopter me in, it didn't matter, Bowden said. I wouldn't miss this for anything. Chincoteague's 100th annual Pony Swim highlights King Neptune's crowning. Imagine stepping into a world where wild ponies gallop through marshes and splash across channels, marking the heart of a vibrant community tradition. Welcome back to Chincoteague, Virginia, where the annual Pony Swim celebrates its 100th anniversary. This event isn't just a spectacle, it's a testament to the enduring spirit of the Eastern Shore. Scheduled during slack tide, which varies annually with the moon's pull, the swim typically unfolds between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. This year, spectators gathered early, braving the dawn to witness the legendary equine parade. The Pony Swim is the grand opening of a 2-day festival that includes the pony auction on Thursday, a crucial fundraiser for the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company. Guardians of the Assateague Island ponies. At approximately 8 a.m., a red flare signaled the start, and the Saltwater Cowboys, renowned for their skill in managing the herd, guided the ponies towards the Assateague Channel. By 8:10 a.m., the herd had successfully landed on the marshland. The winner of this prestigious title was a young bay colt, identified by the tag number 36. After his coronation, he received a red lanyard and became eligible for purchase at the upcoming auction. For some attendees, like Tony and Patrick Binning from Virginia, the Pony Swim was a first-time experience. They arrived early, expecting lounge chairs, but found themselves knee-deep in mud. Despite the unexpected conditions, they embraced the adventure, saying, "Mud's a part of it." Their enthusiasm exemplifies the spirit of the event. Even high-profile guests joined the festivities. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin and his wife, First Lady Suzanne Youngkin, made a special appearance, adding an extra layer of excitement to the proceedings. Governor Youngkin greeted the crowd with warmth, emphasizing the significance of this centennial celebration. Families like Julie Wright's were also present, drawn by the allure of Misty of Chincoteague, a beloved character in children's literature. Julie's daughter, a 7-year-old fan of the stories, eagerly awaited the chance to own a pony of her own. The Pony Swim also attracted visitors from afar, such as barrel racers Shelley Smith, Cindy Hedeman, Charmy Sanders, and Glenna Morgan from Texas. These equestrian enthusiasts, now in their 60s, had long dreamed of witnessing the event, which they had read about since childhood. They celebrated Sanders' 60th birthday with a shared sense of accomplishment and joy. Security measures were in place to ensure the safety of both spectators and ponies. Bags were thoroughly checked, and attendees received green tags indicating their clearance to enter the event area. As the sun rose on this momentous occasion, Chincoteague Mayor Denise Bowden welcomed the enthusiastic crowd. Her words echoed the collective excitement, setting the stage for a day filled with wonder and celebration. This year's Pony Swim is more than just a show. It's a living reminder of the strong bond between nature and community. As we look forward to future celebrations, let us cherish the memories and traditions that make Chincoteague a special place. Who knows? Maybe next year you'll be the one to spot the first pony to touch land. What do you think makes the Pony Swim so special? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Chincoteague Island's 100th Annual Pony Swim. Historic celebration, wild ponies in action. Chincoteague Island's Centennial Pony Swim. A timeless tradition ignites the spirit of community. In the quaint coastal town of Chincoteague, Virginia, history was made as the island celebrated the 100th annual world-famous Pony Swim. The event, a beloved tradition that captures the hearts of both residents and visitors alike, kicked off under the watchful eyes of thousands. But here's where it gets controversial. While the Pony Swim is often celebrated for its unique charm, there are those who question its impact on the wild ponies and their natural habitat. But for now, let's focus on the magic of this moment. On a sunny Wednesday morning, the island came alive with anticipation as the Saltwater Cowboys, a group of dedicated firefighters from the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company, led over 100 wild ponies in an epic swim from Assateague Island to Chincoteague Island. The ponies made their journey across the Assateague Channel, starting at 8:06 a.m. and reaching the shore in just 5 minutes, according to our news partner Shore Daily News. And this is the part most people miss. The Saltwater Cowboys, who work tirelessly to protect and care for the ponies, are not just volunteers, but also integral members of the community. Their role extends beyond the Pony Swim, as they serve as firefighters and community helpers. Once the ponies reached Chincoteague Island, they were greeted with cheers and applause, parading through the town in a spectacle that draws crowds from far and wide. The annual auction that follows is not just a fundraiser for the fire department, but also a way to manage the herd size, ensuring the ponies' well-being and the sustainability of the tradition. This event, steeped in history and tradition, has captured the imagination of many through the famous 6-volume book series, Misty of Chincoteague. The Pony Swim's rich history was recently highlighted in a digital documentary by News 3, offering a glimpse into the heart of this unique island community. But here's a thought-provoking question to ponder. As we celebrate this centennial milestone, how do we balance the preservation of tradition with the responsibility to protect the natural world? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Copyright 2025, Scripps Media Inc. All rights reserved. This material may not be published, broadcast, rewritten, or redistributed. Join the conversation and sign up for the Headlines newsletter to stay updated on the latest news and stories from Chincoteague Island.